I want to tell you about the factual truth and lies about Elon Musk. The core dispute 2007 to 2009 lawsuit. In the late 1990s, a Canadian physicist named Peter Reilly claimed he had the original idea for what became Zip2, an online city guide with maps and business listing, basically an earlier version of Yelp plus Google Maps. O'Reilly said he discussed this idea with Elon Musk in 1995 while Musk was briefly in Canada before heading to Stanford. O'Reilly later sued Musk and his brother Kimball in California, claiming Musk stole his idea and turned it into Zip2, which Compaq bought in 1999 for $307 million. The lawsuit went nowhere. In 2009, a judge threw it out on summary judgment because O'Reilly had no evidence, no written agreement, and had waited far too long. Statute of limitation. Musk was also awarded $125,000 in legal fees that O'Reilly never paid. Second is the Stanford PhD enrollment controversy, the part everyone quotes. This is a part that gets shared the most on social media. Musk arrived in California in August 1995 planning to start a PhD in materials science and applied physics at Stanford, not physics alone as is often claimed. He was accepted and even paid a small deposit. After exactly 2 days, he dropped out to start Zip2 with his brother Kimball. He never enrolled, never took classes, never got a Stanford ID, never got any credits. Stanford's official position documented in multiple places, including the letter shown in your images. Because he never formally enrolled, Stanford has no academic record for him. The Graduate Admission Office, Judith Thakao, quoted in your second image, wrote in 2009, since you didn't enroll, Stanford is not able to issue you an official certification document. That is the entire scandal. Musk was accepted, showed up, left after 48 hours, and therefore has no transcript or record. He has always been open about this. The university, the third is University of Pennsylvania degree, the other part people attack. Musk actually has two legitimate bachelor degree from Penn, graduated in 1997, although he worked in 1995, BS in Physics, Schools of Art and Sciences, BA in Economics, Wharton School. These are fully documented and have been verified many times. Penn itself has confirmed them repeatedly. There was a minor paperwork delay with the economics degree. He finished the credits in 1995, but the degree was officially conferred in 1997. But that is normal and not controversial. What the excerpts you posted are actually saying. The long text is Elon Musk in 2014 explaining all of his in detail to journalist Peter Schweizer. Key points Musk makes. He was accepted to Stanford PhD program in 1995 but left after 2 days. No enrollment, no record. Stanford's own graduate admission office confirmed in writing they have no record because he never enrolled. O'Reilly, the Zip2 lawsuit guy, tried to use the missing Stanford record as some kind of proof Musk is lying about everything, but it actually just proves Musk is telling the truth about dropping out immediately. Musk finds the whole thing ridiculous because O'Reilly is a serial litigator who lost badly and still owes him money. So, summary of the facts as of 2025, Elon Musk was accepted to Stanford's PhD program in 1995, which is true. He attended orientation for 2 days and then left to start Zip2. No enrollment, which is false. Stanford therefore has no academic record for him, which is true. He has two real undergraduate degrees from the University of Pennsylvania, Physics plus Economics. It is true, the 2007 to 2009 Zip2 idea theft lawsuit was dismissed, the plaintiff lost and was ordered to pay Musk legal fees. It is false. So detailed breakdown of what Musk is actually saying. It is next. So PayPal in 2014 was worse than PayPal in 2001. Musk believed the original X.com or PayPal vision from 1999 to 2001 was far more ambitious and user-friendly than what PayPal became after eBay owned it, and especially after 2010 to 2014. Key quotes explain. PayPal today is worse than PayPal circa end of 2001. He thinks the product became bloated, slow, and obsessed with compliance instead of speed and low fees. None of these startups understand the objective what delivers fundamental value. He's saying most fintech companies, including post 2002 PayPal, optimize for the wrong things: branding, compliance, checkboxes, instead of raw speed and cost of moving money. Why Musk was removed as CEO in October 2000. This is the most detailed public explanation Musk has ever given about the coup. Background recap. Musk founded X.com in 1999. X.com merged with Confinity, Peter Thiel and Max Levchin's company in March 2000. The combined company was briefly called X.com, then renamed PayPal. By mid-2000 there were intense technical and strategic disagreements. Musk's side of disagreements: he wanted to completely rewrite the entire PayPal backend from Linux plus MySQL plus Perl into Windows Server using Microsoft C++ and Microsoft SQL Server. The rest of the technical leadership, especially Max Levchin and David Sachs, thought this was insane and suicidal. They believed the Windows stack was slower, less reliable, and that migrating mid-growth would kill the company. So Musk also wanted to rename the entire company back to X.com permanently. He saw PayPal as a temporary brand for the email payment product. While Musk was on his honeymoon in Australia in September or October 2000, Peter Thiel, Max Levchin and the board executed a coup and replaced him as CEO with Thiel. What Musk says in 2014. Ultimately, I didn't disagree with the board decision in the PayPal case in the sense that with the information that the board had, I would have made maybe the same decision. Translation: in hindsight, he admits the Windows migration probably would have destroyed the company at that stage. I don't think the X.com board made a terrible decision, but it did make me want to be careful about who invested in my companies in the future. He doesn't hate them for it anymore, but it taught him to keep voting control forever after, which is why he is obsessed with supermajority voting shares at Tesla and SpaceX. Technical argument: Linux versus Windows. Musk still believes, even in 2014, that the core PayPal tech team dramatically underestimated Microsoft's tools in 2000. He points out that World of Warcraft, a massively multiplayer game handling millions of simultaneous financial-like transactions, was built on Windows C++. He argues that Microsoft's development tools in 2000 were actually more productive for certain types of problems. The PayPal team strongly disagreed and thought moving off Unix or Linux would be catastrophic. In reality, Musk was probably wrong on the timing of doing that migration in late 2000 would very likely have killed the company. But he still thinks philosophically the Unix religion in Silicon Valley was overblown. Regrets about branding and the name PayPal. He believes keeping the name PayPal forever was a huge strategic mistake. He wanted X.com to become the universal online financial brand like Google became for search. Square is doing the wrong version of PayPal. In 2014, he thought Jack Dorsey's Square was repeating some of the same mistakes, focusing too much on merchants instead of the universal money platform. Very blunt opinions about payments economics. Musk gives a masterclass on why payment companies make so much money. If your cost of goods sold for a transaction is 0.2 to 0.4%, but you charge merchant 2 to 3%, you make enormous margins. ACH, bank transfers and internal transfers can be almost free. The reason people could give huge bonuses and still be profitable. Half their volume was internal or very low cost. This is Elon Musk in 2014 being extremely open and self-reflective about one of the most painful episodes of his career, getting fired from his own company while on his honeymoon. Key takeaways he wants people to understand. Yes, he was fired as CEO of PeopleX.com in 2000. He, in hindsight, he admits some of his technical ideas, Windows migration, were too risky at the time. He still believes the long-term vision X.com as the everything financial app was correct and that keeping the name PayPal and staying on the original tech stack held the company back from something much bigger. The experience scarred him so deeply that he has structured every company since Tesla, SpaceX, Neuralink, X Twitter, so that no board or investor can ever remove him again. Why he hates public market for mission-driven companies? A real internet email that Elon Musk wrote on June 7, 2013 at 12:43 to all SpaceX employees. It was written at the exact moment when SpaceX was seriously considering merger with Tesla so the combined company could go public together or whether SpaceX should ever go public at all. Elon ultimately decided against any near-term IPO for SpaceX and had kept the company private ever since. As of 2025, SpaceX is still private. This email is the clearest, most detailed explanation he has ever given publicly or privately about why he hates public market for mission-driven companies and why he will probably never take SpaceX public as long as he is in charge. The context in mid 2013, Tesla had just gone through its first profitable quarter ever and the stock was exploding upward. Investors and bankers were begging Elon to take SpaceX public because Falcon 9 was flying successfully and the valuation would have been enormous. There was active discussion about merging Tesla and SpaceX and IPO the combined equity. Elon was personally exhausted from the Tesla near bankruptcy experience of 2008 to 9 and from dealing with short sellers and quarterly earning pressure. The core philosophy Mars and multi-planet civilization comes first. This is that why public markets are terrible for long-term high-risk missions. So he lists the real downside he had lived through with Tesla. Stock price became extremely volatile, distracts employees and the public from actual engineering progress. Short sellers have attacked the stock constantly. Tesla was one of the most shorted stocks ever in 2013 to 2020. The quarterly earning pressure forces optimal decision, launch or the feature just to make quarter look good. So lawsuits from class action lawyers the moment the stock drops even a few percent. Yes, but I could make more money if you are public. This section is Elon being brutally honest with employees who might want to cash out options. He is saying yes, personally would be the multiple times of billion more in if SpaceX were public today. And many of you would millionaires overnight, but I don't care because Mars is more important than money. Why staying private is actually better for employees in the long run. So this is the argument. His concrete advice to employees about liquidity. Actually, yeah, these are the, so this is still SpaceX policy today twice a year. The company runs standard offers to employees, and early investors can sell a portion of their shares for cash without the company going public. The bottom line This this is all facts. So thank you.